Welcome to Careers in Care, a Mount Carmel College of Nursing podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Amanda Wilde, and on this episode, meet Tanya and Milani Nanthavongdouangsy. Tanya is a registered nurse. Milani is a student nurse. They are mother and daughter here to share their journey in nursing. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Hello.
Well, thank you for being here. Let's start with what inspired each of you to pursue a career in nursing. Tanya, you're the mom. When did you know this was the right path?
Well, for me, it was kind of a different path, I think, than for Milani. I didn't start nursing school. I didn't become a nurse until I was much older. I kind of found my journey through helping my grandmother, who's like my mom. She was diagnosed with breast cancer. So kind of through that journey with her, I got to learn and see a lot of new things that I had never really been exposed to. And I kept getting people ask the question, like, are you a nurse? Are you in the medical field? And so my grandmother kept encouraging me to look into that. Like, there's a reason people are saying that about you. And I just became kind of curious. I actually spoke to her doctor and she was like, I really think you should try. So the encouragement from my grandmother really pushed me towards this journey.
How did you first learn about Mount Carmel College of Nursing? What ultimately made you choose MCCN?
Yeah, I actually graduated with my bachelor's. I was in the SSTAT program at Mount Carmel. But prior to that, before choosing them, they just had a great reputation. And I know that they want to put out the best nurses. So that was one of the reasons why I chose Mount Carmel initially to get my undergrad.
How about you, Milani? How did you come to Mount Carmel College of Nursing, and what inspired you to pursue a career in nursing?
Growing up, both my parents are actually nurses. My dad is also a registered nurse. I grew up in a household where they both had their nursing textbooks out, and I was very curious at a young age. My mom always included me in her learning. So from a very young age, I was surrounded by healthcare and nursing in general. So I felt like it was just a perfect fit for me as I got older. I kind of had a general knowledge, probably above average, because I grew up with nurses. So it was kind of different for me. And my mom always talked about how great Mount Carmel was. So I kind of just went for it, and it's been great since. So.
Well, you're both graduating from different programs, but you are graduating at the same time. You're getting your undergrad degree, Milani, and your master's, Tanya.
Right.
What drew each of you to your specific path?
Well, like I said, nursing just felt right for me. I was a big science girl in high school, so yeah, it just felt right. And my parents are super encouraging and always told me, like, do what feels best and what makes you happy. So I just felt like nursing, there's so many opportunities for me to grow and do different paths. So it felt right. So
It almost seems like it's genetic for you. First of all, Tanya, your grandmother
Basically.
told you have to listen to these people who are telling you to do this, or you are assuming you do this. And then there's Milani following in both her mom and dad's footsteps.
Yeah.
Tanya, do you want to talk a little bit about what drew you to your master's degree program?
Yeah. So I always knew I wanted to further my education. I have another bachelor's degree prior to becoming a nurse. And once I got into nursing, I feel like those two degrees just collided and it gave me all of these opportunities. And I found a love for mental health and psych. And that is not something I thought. I've always been intrigued by the brain and psychology and things like that. But I never thought I would go into psychiatry as my profession. I think just seeing patients over the years and how psychiatry, mental health concerns impact us individually and impact us in the community. I think that's what really drove me to pick this as my career path.
I love how Mount Carmel also offered you that opportunity to grow into what interested you after you had some experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
As mother and daughter, How has it felt to go through nursing school at the same time? Is that unusual in any way for you, or did you support each other in any way with any shared study moments?
It's a little bit different. I think for me, the transition from high school to college, it's much more time consuming, let alone nursing school is very time consuming. So I think the hardest part is we don't spend as much time together as we probably used to. My favorite thing though is being able to debrief with my mom. I'm not a big like shared study person. I like to be alone when I study, but it's super convenient to be able to debrief and kind of share some experiences with my mom. And she's a very experienced nurse, so it's very nice to have someone that's experienced understand my experiences or not understand, but she still has a very lengthy healthcare background, so it's very great about it.
How did that feel for you, Tanya?
I mean, it kind of feels surreal, to be honest. I tell Milani all the time, like, I'm probably going to be bawling at graduation because it's like we've been through this journey, but like she said, we've been so busy into our studies and it just feels surreal right now. But it's been great because, like Milani was saying, we have been able to support each other and encourage each other because I don't think unless you go through nursing school, you really truly understand how hard it is and the amount of dedication, your time, your resources, all the things. I don't think people really understand it unless they go through it. So I think even though what she said, like, yeah, we don't have as much time together as we used to, but it's just time in different ways now. So that's kind of been the thing. I think the one part for me is like my family is probably sick of me using them as my patients. So even though she doesn't, like to study together or whatever, we've had some moments. And I think them being my patients has probably been for me one of the funner parts of going through this process with them. But I think the support and the encouragement and the love for all of us has probably been the greatest thing.
Well, you may have just answered this, but following up on that, what does it mean to both of you to graduate from the same college in the same year as a mother-daughter pair?
I think it's really cool, very crazy experience. It's kind of full circle. I do want to share when I was younger, I don't know what grade it was, but they had take your child to work with your parent day kind of thing. And my mom actually took me to one of her nursing classes, like lecture, and I kind of spent the day with her at Mount Carmel when she was going through school. I think I was in fifth.
I think she was in fifth grade. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's very full circle, very surreal. I think it's crazy that I'll be graduating from the same school that she brought me to for that day. And then, yeah, we're just both nurses in our own paths, but it's very full circle. I think it's very beautiful.
And Tanya, you said it was rather surreal for you.
Yeah, it's been really surreal. I think this is probably, to answer your question in like a simple term, it's been everything for me because it has been a full circle moment in every possible way. And just to see her grow, and I throw that picture to her all the time, like, remember this? So we kind of can laugh about it and just like really look at it like, wow, that was seemed like so long ago. And now here you are sitting in those same classes. I just feel like it's been everything. To me, it's a reminder that just being resilient and doing the things you want to do and going for what you want in life, that's what it reminds me of.
And nursing school is challenging. What has kept each of you motivated during the hardest parts of your program?
Definitely my parents. Growing up, when they started school, I was very young and I always saw them studying or staying up super late or rushing from a clinical to come to like a sports event for me or to take me to practice in school. So I could only imagine how much harder it was going through nursing school for the first time with children. When I remember that, I'm like, there's no reason for me to not finish. I have the best support system I could have. I'm very blessed. So that very much motivates me. And then also my mom being in school with me, I think it's super motivational too because we kind of have the same end date and goal. So I feel like it pushes each other to finish.
So really supportive
Yeah,
during those toughest times.
definitely.
For sure.
What about your personal interests? Have they helped you recharge or bring balance during your education, whether that's physical fitness or traveling or family or cooking or other hobbies? Have you found time for those things?
Yeah, I think for me, that's probably been one of my biggest challenges is like trying to relearn how to balance, right? One of the things me and Lonnie have done, and actually our family has done together, is going to like these Pilates classes and yoga classes. So I think that has been our way of connecting through this because it's like, okay, we want to get in some exercise, we want to do something healthy and something we enjoy. And so I think that's been a big part is just finding new things that I enjoy doing and just saying, if this is what I can get done, this is what I can get done. So kind of looking at balance in a different way now.
Is that true for you, Milani?
Oh, definitely. I'm very adamant about trying to stay fit while in nursing school because I feel like it's already so stressful. You need something to balance your stress. And obviously, fitness and eating good is one of the best ways to help your body stay at its prime. So I really value that time. And me and my mom have had discussions because it does get hard to make time for each other. So trying to do things we both enjoy together, even though it could be a short amount of time, is like, it's perfect. So,
Yeah, I agree with that. And we both have found certain classes that were like, hey, do you want to go to this? Or hey, do you have time for this? And so it's kind of like two birds with one stone type of thing. So,
So you've had to make some adjustments, but you have been able to establish some sort of balance, even though
yeah,
that can be fluid.
yes, very much so.
Let me ask, looking ahead, since you're about to graduate and go into a new phase, what excites you most as you look ahead on your respective career paths? I'll ask you first, Tanya.
I think for me, it's being able to create a practice where people feel safe and they feel seen and respected with regards to their mental health. I think so many of us have like invisible traumas. I want to be able to create a safe space that empowers others through their own healing. It helps to support them and reduce any stigmas around like mental health care. So that's what I'm excited about is just kind of bringing something positive to our community.
What about you, Milani? What's exciting you most as you look ahead?
well, obviously, being a new grad nurse, it's very challenging and very exciting at the same time. I love critical care. I think it's very interesting. There's so much that can be done to the human body. So for me, I like to challenge myself. And first, starting nursing school is very critical. Everything critical is very intimidating. But I've kind of grown to really respect and love all things that save the human body. So I'm just very excited to be a sponge and learn everything.
Now, while you're poised to transition from being students to fully into your career, what advice would you share with future MCCN students or with families considering nursing as a shared journey?
I think for me, my advice is pretty simple is like believe in yourself, believe in your purpose. It's never too late, it's never too early to pursue that and just trust the process and stay the course. I think if you can embrace your journey and celebrate your small wins as well as your big wins and make memories while you're doing it, I think that is the best advice I can give anyone. Going to nursing school, families trying to support somebody in nursing school, yourself while you're in nursing school, I think that's what my advice would be.
How about you, Milani? Do you have advice?
My advice would be to always remind yourself what your goal is. It does get messy being in nursing school. You kind of can sometimes lose the whole point of school and it gets so overwhelming. You're like, why did I do this to myself? But remembering why and your why is always like my biggest thing because honestly, starting nursing school, I've met the most amazing people. I've gained so many smart and bright, intelligent friends that I would love to stay surrounded with. So I feel like that also helps me remember my goal. But yeah, just always remind yourself why and your why. So
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that as well.
Well, I find you both very impressive. Thank you so much for
Thank
sharing your
you.
insights and your educational journeys and your nursing experiences so far. And best to you in the future at Mount Carmel College of Nursing.
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
That was Tanya and Milani Nanthavongdouangsy. For more information, check out mccn.edu. If you enjoyed this podcast, please share it on your social platforms and explore the entire podcast library for topics of interest to you. This is Careers in Care, a Mount Carmel College of Nursing podcast.